Hi, this is Justin Lawrence with Lawrence and Associates, and we're here today to talk about Ohio workers' compensation. With me is Marisa Dyson, another attorney at Lawrence and Associates, and she practices in workers' compensation in Ohio. She's going to tell us a few things about what you can expect when you walk into an attorney's office for a consultation. Marissa, first, can you tell the people watching the video what they can expect an attorney to ask them when they walk into an Ohio workers' comp consultation?
Sure. When you walk into a consultation to talk about your Ohio workers' compensation claim, first of all, you'll want to bring all of the paperwork that you've received from the Ohio BWC and or your employer. You can expect to bring that paperwork, go over it with an attorney, and the attorney will probably also ask you some questions.
Okay, what types of questions is an attorney going to want to ask when they're talking about whether or not you're able to file an Ohio workers' compensation claim?
So the attorney will ask questions, first of all, about what happened on the date of the injury. They're going to ask how you got hurt. They're going to want to know exactly how you've treated for that injury. So what doctors you've gone to, what kind of medication you've been on. They're going to want to know how the employer has acted. And then they're also going to want to talk about previous medical history. They're going to want to know about medical history going back well before the time of the accident.
All right, when an injured worker walks into an attorney's office for an Ohio workers' compensation claim, should they expect to have to fill out any paperwork when they're in the consultation?
Yes, they should. If the attorney thinks that it's something that they can help you with, they're definitely going to want you to sign a contract. You're going to need to sign a contract for that attorney to represent you. Also, they'll have you fill out some forms from the BWC. Those forms include something that will tell the BWC that they are, in fact, your attorney, and it will give them access to your online claim documents. They're also going to ask you for some medical authorization so that they can get the medical documents that they need. And then they're also going to have you fill out a few other forms that have to do with power of attorney and receiving checks.
So you just said something very interesting that I want to make sure that we cover. When an injured worker walks into an attorney's office and has this consultation for an Ohio workers' compensation claim, should the injured worker expect the attorney to be able to tell them whether or not they're taking the case?
Yes, the attorney should be able to give you a pretty good assessment of if it's something that they think that they can help you out with. They may not be able to give you hard and fast numbers of exactly what they think you're going to receive, but they should be able to tell you if it's a claim that they think is compensable or something that you would need an attorney's help on.
When an injured worker goes into an attorney's office for an Ohio workers' compensation claim, should they have to bring any money with them to pay the attorney?
That's a great question. No, they should never have to bring money with them. At our firm, we would never ask a client for a retainer. We work on strict contingency fees for Ohio workers' compensation. And if you do go to an attorney who is wanting some kind of deposit to work on your claim, I would suggest that you get a second opinion before you hire that attorney.
When you go to a consultation as an injured worker, should you expect to get to meet your attorney?
Yes, at Lawrence and Associates, you're almost always going to meet an attorney unless it's some sort of extenuating circumstance.
All right, and last thing, when an injured worker goes into an attorney's office and their case is accepted and they've signed all the paperwork, in most cases, or maybe the average case, what should the injured worker expect the next steps to be?
hmm So at Lawrence and Associates, what we would do is we would get your paperwork. We would go ahead and file the appropriate documents with the BWC within 1 to 2 business days, sometimes more quickly. And then you'll start to get calls from either an attorney or a paralegal about every 2 or 3 weeks.
If you have any other questions about what to expect from a consultation with an attorney's office on an Ohio workers' compensation claim, visit our website at www.lawrencelaws.com or call one of our attorneys for a free consultation.